Good morning. Good morning. Welcome and welcome back to my channel. This is Bookeemonsters. My name is PK, and we look at the new releases in the mornings of what's coming out this week. And on Wednesdays, we look at romance. There's not a whole lot this week because of the holiday. So we'll also keep looking at the cozy mysteries. It is Wednesday, November 22nd. A day in history, but also Thanksgiving is tomorrow, so lots going on. Let us jump into it. I hope you're having a good Wednesday. I am happy with today because this is the last work day of this week. I have a 4-day weekend coming up. It's the only one we get this in a year, so I'm very happy. Very, very happy. All right. We have got a new Danielle Steele. She is still writing. The Ball at Versailles. 4 American debutantes attend a renowned Paris cotillion, etc. It's the summer of 1959, and the Palace of Versailles is hosting an event that will make history. It is an exclusive dusk-to-dawn ball in which a select group of American and French debutantes will be presented to international society and royalty. 4 young women, all with something to prove, receive what some see as the invitation of a lifetime. Amelia Alexander, who hopes to eventually attend law school, hesitates to participate in what she sees as an archaic and privileged tradition, etc. Felicity Smith is equally uncertain about the ball. Although her family is prominent in the Dallas social scene, Felicity prefers to keep to herself, avoiding the older sister who torments her. For Carolyn Taylor, the beautiful ingenue and daughter of Hollywood legends, the ball is an irresistible opportunity. But an unexpected heartbreak just before she leaves for France gets things off to a bad start. Then there's Samantha Walker, an art history major with an overprotective father. Her excitement about the invitation is overshadowed by the emotional and physical effects of a past tragedy that still haunts her. I admit it's been a very, very, very long time since I've read any Danielle Steele. A new Nora Roberts. This is the one I'm actually reading right now. Let's pop in here. Good morning, Jen. Beautiful background. Thank y'all. Mary, good morning, PK and everyone. Happy Wednesday. Enjoying the anticipation of days off. Yes, just gotta get through today fast and easy. Good morning, Jen. Good morning, Mary. Danielle Steele, the female version of James Patterson, a bottomless pit of books. Actually, that's true. And I saw that my banner is still up. Let's get rid of that. My sister just read the Nora Roberts and really liked it. I am at 33% in it. And it all stems from what happens in 1806, and then it's mostly in present day. This is the first in a trilogy called the Lost Bride Trilogy. 1806, Astrid Poole sits in her bridal clothes, overwhelmed with happiness, but before her marriage can be consummated, she is murdered, and the circle of gold torn from her finger. Her last words are a promise to Colin never to leave him. Graphic designer Sonia McTavish is stunned to learn that her late father had a twin he never knew about, and that her newly discovered uncle Colin Poole has left her almost everything he owned, including a majestic Victorian house manor on the Maine coast, which the will stipulates she must live in it for at least 3 years. Her engagement recently broken, she sets off to find out why the boys were separated at birth and why it was all kept secret until a genealogy website brought it to light. Trey, the young lawyer who greets her at the sprawling clifftop manor, notes Sonia's unease and acknowledges that yes, the place is haunted, but just a little. Actually, the ghost makes her bed and cleans things. That's the kind of ghost I want. Sure enough, Sonia finds objects moved and music playing out of nowhere. She sees a painting by her father inexplicably hanging in her deceased uncle's office and a portrait of a woman named Astrid, whom the lawyer refers to as the first lost bride. It's becoming clear that Sonia has inherited far more than a house. She has inherited a century-old curse and a puzzle to be solved if there's any hope in breaking it. Dot, dot, dot. I am liking it. I prefer Nora Roberts' J.D. Robb's books. I'm more of a crime-solving, but I am enjoying it. Bane, a Pittsburgh Titans novel by Sawyer Bennett, 9th in series. Bane Hillridge is new to the Titans, and he's building relationships with his new team both on and off the ice. If only he could keep his hands off his teammates' little sister. I love playing for the Arizona Vengeance, but I'm stoked to be part of the legacy the Pittsburgh Titans is building. A team that has risen from the ashes. I'm eager to help them achieve their goal of winning a championship. I'm also looking forward to becoming part of a new hockey family. A night out with my new mates introduces me to the little sister of our goalie, Drake McGinn, and I'm powerless to resist her. Kira and I have an instant and insatiable attraction, and it doesn't take long before we find ourselves tangled up in each other. While Drake has declared his sister off limits, I'm not deterred because I always go for what I want. I refuse to heed Drake's warnings and take great pleasure in goading him every chance I get. It's become one of my favorite hobbies outside of making his little sister scream my name. Classy. As things with Kira get hotter, feelings start to develop, making it a little more complicated than we intended. But a bucket of ice cold water is tossed on our relationship, and we're forced to reprioritize everything. Neither of us were looking for more than a hot fling. Okay, she is pregnant. But fates get twisted all the time. Faced with tough decisions, Kira and I know it's no matter what choices we make, our lives are never going to be the same. I guess when you're younger, that sounds really attractive. And I probably did when I was younger. She did say it ended on a cliffhanger, though. I'm not surprised. Being a trilogy, Naughtyish by L.B. Dunbar. Part of Holiday Hotties. Hill Unlimited. With the name Holiday, you'd think I'd be all about this Christmas season. Most years I am, but this one not so much. Between my ex being a real Scrooge in the backside, re-entering the workforce, wrangling my 2 children, and evading my 8-year-old's questions about Santa's existence, I'm struggling to believe in the magic myself. Enter Nick, my next door neighbor, my very hot single fireman neighbor. That's the kind of have. He's full of the seasonal spirit, from hanging out outdoor Christmas lights to playing Santa for the local church breakfast. Funny thing about Nick, he kind of resembles the man in red in a younger, sexier Silver Fox way. My favorite Santa cartoon, animation, whatever you want to call it, is Santa Claus is Coming to Town, the red-haired Santa. Complete with snow in his beard, but rather tight abs, suggesting cookies are not part of his diet when they are a staple of mine. Anywho, he's sweet in a rugged sense, and if he were the man making a list and checking it twice, I'd like to be in his naughty column. Because something tells me being a little naughty-ish with Nick from next door might bring me tidings of comfort and restore my joy in this season. When he discovers I have a seasonal list myself, he's determined to help me accomplish all the to-dos. Only falling in love with my next-door neighbor wasn't one of them. And then the rest are next week. All right. We can do a quick scan of fresh fiction. Again, this site doesn't necessarily, some of these are new releases, some of these are paperback releases of a hardback from last year. You never know what you're going to get. Wedding in Driftwood Cove. And it says this week. Looks romantic-ish by Olivia Miles. A wedding brings together three sisters, and an undercurrent of secrets threatens to tear them apart in this seaside romance from author Olivia Miles. With youngest sister Hallie getting married, the three Walsh sisters reunite at their family's beach house for the big event. It's a celebratory affair rife with cherished traditions. But families are complicated, and these sisters are no exception. Claire, the eldest, no longer believes in love after years working as a divorce attorney, and she resorts to taking her work husband as her date to convince her family otherwise. Middle sister Amy fears a confrontation with the man who broke her heart by announcing he was marrying someone else. And although Hallie has always lived a charmed life, she's getting cold feet about marrying her childhood sweetheart. As the Walsh sisters grapple with the secrets they've kept from one another, they must decide if Hallie's wedding is a chance to mend mistakes of the past, even if it means confronting their feelings about love life and one another. I have a sneeze coming, sorry, excuse me. Oh, we could still have women's fiction. Christmas Hearts. And just a reminder, we do not have the morning show tomorrow or Friday. This is by Tammy L. Grace, 17th in the Soul Sisters at Cedar Mountain Lodge. There's all the books. Well, it looks like it's by whoa, a lot of different books, a lot of different authors. This came out last week, it looks like. Random circumstances brought them together. Love made them a family. Years ago, Leslie and Eric divorced, with Eric returning to Granite Ridge and Leslie staying in Seattle. Now Leslie is back in town and grappling with the recent loss of her mother while struggling to run the family tree farm on her own. She's done her best to steer clear of Eric, but the worlds collide at the local Christmas fundraiser, sparking a heated disagreement. Eric attempts to make amends, only to be rebuffed by Leslie's lingering resentment. And they find love. We'll look at one more, and then we will go back to Cozy Mysteries. 4 Weddings and a Puppy. Let's see if it's this week. It is this week. By Lizzy Shane. When two childhood friends return home after their sports careers don't go as planned, a puppy just may give them a second chance at happiness together. Well, at least it's not a baby. She's always been the girl with the plan until the plan crashed big time. Kendall Walsh has exactly 1 second to save a fancy 5-tiered wedding cake and any possibility of being a wedding planner, not to mention her family's struggling ski resort, all because of one very cute, very furry golden menace of a retriever who has a serious thing for butter chiffon icing, which is exactly when Olympic skier Brody James shows up and saves the day and the cake. Brody makes Kendall feel about a million indecipherable things. He's her brother's bestie, her first crush, and a ridiculously popular Olympic hero, which only reminds her of her own failed Olympic dreams. What Brody isn't telling her is that he's walked away from it all, the fame, the sponsorships, and the celebrity girlfriend. Now he and Kendall are both lost somewhere between their past and a future they can't yet see. But 4 weddings, 1 mischievous puppy, and a few steamy kisses later, these two might just realize that they are both exactly where they need to be, with each other. I could be in the mood for that. Mary says, I have a list of holiday to-dos. Do you think I can find a neighbor named Nick? A fireman hot? Okay, I will share. I have a very, very nice neighbor who came to my rescue last night. I don't know if you were on online on the sprints last night, but I had a very hard time getting home, getting online. So normally on Tuesday and Thursdays, I rush out of work to get everything done and get on the show by 6:05. But we had a customer come in, and I couldn't just walk away. I had to help out, and so left the shop about 6:15, between 6:10 and 6:15. So I'm rushing home, Still need to walk Keo, so I pull in the garage, and I think, oh, to save time, I'm going to walk him right now. I won't go bring things inside and so forth. So start to go out, close the garage door, realize, crud, it's dark. I need my headlamp, which is inside. And somehow I froze the keypad lock. I was locked out of the garage. I left my cell phone at work. I locked my keys in the car inside the garage. So I couldn't get in the house. And the clock is ticking. And my next door neighbor to the left was gone. The next door neighbor to the right was gone. And luckily it wasn't tonight. The winter storm was supposed to hit. Last night it was in the 40s. Luckily, my next door neighbor, kitty corner across the street, was home and used his cell phone to text Steve to please come home sooner rather than later, because he usually stays late to work on invoices. In the meantime, I did get inside, and I got on camera like at 6:06. Keo didn't get a full walk, but we did meander from neighborhood to neighbor house, and yeah, it was just. So my neighbor, Mark, he's recently divorced, moved here from LA. God bless him. That panicky feeling. I can't get in my house and there's nobody home. It was just pathetic. Jen says, I wish you luck with that. You know, you got to screen your neighbors. Are you a hot fireman? That would be lovely. Mary, I like the puppy idea. I do too, especially if the puppy likes frosting. That's a point in its favor. Maybe a puppy can help you find a neighbor named Nick. Adopt all the puppies. Mary says, the hurrier you go, the behinder you get. I try to remember that old adage. Exactly. It was just awful. So I didn't even crochet last night. I just read. Mary, I have 2 corgis yet. I would love another, but there's only one of me. It is hard to walk more than one dog, particularly more than 2 dogs with, yeah. And if they can be very well behaved, but if they see a rabbit or something, another dog goes by, and there are people who walk their dogs not on a leash or have them out in their yard. Oh, that makes me angry. Oh, my dog is so well behaved. Yeah, but not every single second. Anyway, speaking of dogs, do we look at this one? Mayhem at the Mountain Resort, Sage Gardens. I think we did, by Cindy Bell. $122 pages. A beautiful mountain resort. It's Kindle Unlimited, adorable pups, and a dead body. The last thing Cora Bing expected when she went on vacation to a picturesque mountain resort was to find herself embroiled in a murder mystery. She immediately puts on her sleuthing hat and tries to find the killer. Her first suspect is Samantha Smith. Samantha was excited to get a few days away. She is intrigued by Mrs. Bing, the eccentric lady, who is fast approaching 80 but has more than enough energy for a 20-year-old. Samantha soon realizes that Mrs. Bing is determined to do a little snooping, as she thinks Samantha is the murderer. But she wonders if Mrs. Bing is just trying to divert suspicion away from herself. The unlikely duo soon discover that they share a passion for uncovering the truth, and the best way to do so is to join forces, especially as they think the other might be the murderer. That also sounds cute. Con's Christmas Capers by KJ Cornwall. Second in the Jesse Harper Paranormal Cozy Mysteries. This comes out Friday. Amateur sleuths Jesse Harper and George Jenkins of the Dale Street Private Investigations Agency, excuse me, and Jesse's companion, the mysterious talking cat, Con, set off on another murder investigation in 1930s Liverpool, England. Their old friend and mentor, Detective Sergeant Bill Roberts of the Liverpool City Police, asks them to take on a cold case, a dockland murder with supernatural elements. They agree and start their own investigation just before the 5th anniversary of the murder on Christmas Eve. Their suspect is Jack Crawley, a rough dock worker with a quick temper and a history of violence. As they approach him, he denies knowing anything about the murder, but his nervousness suggests otherwise. Murders at Miller's Hotel. Kelly Mason, Kindle Unlimited. First in the Lady Ellen Investigates Mysteries. It's 1924. Lady Ellen of Ashcombe Hall is on a relaxing hotel break to recuperate. Her nemesis is found dead in the restaurant, face down in his pea and ham soup. Can she confront her past to solve the mystery? Lady Ellen seeks respite in the charming seaside town of Brandon Bay, whilst her home, which was used as a convalescent home for war veterans, is being refurbished to its former glory. Her peaceful break takes a dark turn when she unexpectedly crosses paths with her arch nemesis, the enigmatic Major Albert Coltrane. Major Coltrane is found lifeless, his face submerged in his own soup after a heated and public confrontation with Ellen, who finds herself accused of murder. Determined to clear her name, she forms an unlikely alliance with Lottie Penny, a hotel chambermaid, and Captain Ernest Hamilton, a former patient at her convalescent home. With her faithful Irish setter, Prince, by her side, Lady Ellen embarks on a riveting journey through hidden alley bars and the opulent music hall of Brandon Bay. They strive to unravel the threads of the mystery and race against time to expose the real killer before Lady Ellen becomes the next victim. Merlot and Murder. We are running out of time here, so let's just look at covers. Weight of the Badge by Becky Williams, 17th in the Weight of the Badge sisters. Scandal Comes to Somerset, Mill upon Mortlake #1 by M. Color. Really like that cover. A Murderous Little Christmas by Beth Byers, Violet Carlyle #43. Holy moly. Well, that is all that we have for today. Mary says, Happy Thanksgiving to you all. Hope you have a safe and joyous holiday with friends and family. I'm going to Richmond to be with some of my family. Excited to see them. Oh, that's going to be fabulous. Have a very good time. Travel safely. How was your drizzly day yesterday? Jen says, safe travels and happy Thanksgiving to all. Mrs. Prince last night, unfortunately, was busy and engrossed in creating some new necklaces. That's exactly. You got to make some stock here for the show I have on Saturday and never realized the time. You were in the zone. You were in the zone. That's okay. No sprints tonight. We do have sprints tomorrow, probably starting about 2:30 Mountain Time, 4:30 Eastern Time. Really depends on when we get done with dinner and cleaning up and so forth. It's just going to be Steve and I. So pretty low key. I appreciate you guys being here. Thank you so much. You guys have a wonderful Wednesday. If I don't see you, have a very good Thanksgiving. Be safe, be happy, enjoy the time with friends and family. And if you're by yourself, enjoy the solitude because that's a good thing too. Again, if you need to hang out with somebody, I'm here. Mary says it was marvelous. We really got a lot of rain, so we are very thankful. We need it so badly. Oh, that is so wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. All right. Have a good day. Whoa. Commercial. Commercial. All righty. Hope you're reading good books this holiday. Feel free to share in the comments. That would be fabulous. As the banner says here, don't be a bookworm, be a booking monster. Yes. And be thankful. Absolutely. Mary's got it right. All right. Thank you so much. God bless.